It's Tom Albright with AVNation with an AVNation special, The Road to InfoComm 2022. InfoComm is back in person, back in Vegas, the 8th through the 10th of June. And with me to talk about Crestron's booth is my buddy, Mr. Brad Hinsey from Crestron. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Tim. So good to see you.
Good to see you. It seems only like yesterday. We were in real space together. It was only yesterday. It was at ISE about 2 weeks ago. But hey, what are you going to do? The pandemic is waning, and so we're crushing and cramming all of our trade shows together. InfoComm this time around. You guys are in the brand new West Hall. As soon as you walk into the West Hall, W603 is where we'll find the Crestron booth. So, Brad, what will we find at InfoComm this time around?
Oh, Tim. So we have a big booth this time. Lots of great stuff going on. Of course, intelligent video and enabling modern work is a huge topic for everybody. And this is the first time you'll see one beyond cameras and technology in a Crestron booth. And we'll have a really excellent demonstration of that product right in the middle of our booth. But you'll also be able to see Jabra and Hudley. So you see the full range of intelligent video solutions that you can get with Crestron Flex, our video conferencing platform. Now, of course, we're showing off Air Media for wireless presentation and conferencing. And of course, cool new innovations around NVX and video over IP. So should be a really great time. If it's anything like ISE, we are going to be bursting at the seams inside the booth. That's for sure.
And that is one of the things is, you and I have been doing this for a minute. And the last couple of years has been interesting and certainly challenging. But getting folks back together in real life and in real person, letting them touch and feel and experience this technology hands-on, that has got to be one of the more unexpected nice pieces about getting folks back. Yes, it's nice to see people, and yes, it's great to hug or high five or knuckle. I don't care what you do. But talk for a second about the necessity of getting not just engineers and got all of our nerdy engineers, but also the salespeople and the clients and the customers to get their hands and experience this technology firsthand.
Yeah, I think that so we experienced this when we kicked off our next road trip events late last fall. We take for granted that so many new products have started shipping since COVID started. Mm. Right? We've been all locked away for 2 years, and in that time, we've introduced many new products: Teams phones, Mercury Mini, new NVX models, the whole new Air Media. And so many of the products that we get kind of familiar with and used to as a company, and even people that use it every day. But there are a lot of people that haven't seen it since, in person, since COVID locked us all down. And it's so great for everybody to get their hands on it and really know that it's real. We're not just telling stories. It's not just fluffy marketing. These products are real and they're available. And that's the value of these shows, aside from, of course, building the deeper personal relationships.
Absolutely. Again, you guys are in the West Hall, W603. W603, we'll get some other stuff in a second, but you mentioned getting your hands on it. Not everybody's going to go to InfoComm. They should, but they're not. You and I got to hang out earlier this year in Minneapolis at Crestron Next. Talk about what you guys are doing with that regional kind of round the world, really, because you guys are doing it in Europe as well. That round the world kind of regional touch for folks.
Yeah, so we started in November. We've hit Minneapolis and Chicago and California and Boston and Washington, D.C., but we still have a few more events after InfoComm: Atlanta, Nashville, Dallas, Austin, Denver, and Salt Lake City. You can see all of the details. 3 of the cities are open. More will follow at crestron.com/next. So that's one great way. If you can't make it to InfoComm and you want to stay local to wherever you're at, those are great options. But last week, we also introduced a really cool new initiative, something that we call the Modern Work Summit. Everybody's still trying to figure out, how do you enable modern work? We all have ideas for what we need to do, and everybody's taking steps now. But the reality is the smartest customers, the most sophisticated partners, everybody's saying, great, this is what we're doing now, but we know we're going to need to iterate to find the best solution. So how can we get everybody together, talk about what's working, what's not working, what do we wish we had, so that we can make that real. And so we're hosting this event called the Modern Work Summit the end of September. You can find out more information at modernworksummit.com and see a list of the partners. We've got Mercedes, the head of IT for the Mercedes Formula One team, is going to join us for a session and talk about what they're doing, how they're enabling it. Steelcase, Jabra, Microsoft, Zoom, Frost and Sullivan. So a lot of great experts from a variety of areas required to enable modern work. And this is not a training event. This is a summit. Let's talk about it. Let's learn. It should be a really great time.
I think that right there is the fact that it's not training. It is having a conversation. Because every organization is different. Every work culture is different. And that doesn't need to necessarily be said, but it does need to be reiterated. Is your job and your workplace is different than mine, and what works for your team may not work for mine. And so having that conversation and learning from others, I think, is going to be incredibly, incredibly important.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what we're super excited about. It will be a really good time.
All right, Brad, you guys are in W603, brand new West Hall, W603. If they can't make it to InfoComm and they're looking for more information about Crestron in general, or what you guys will be talking about next week at InfoComm, how do they do that?
Crestron.com. But of course, all of our social channels will have all the latest news. So Twitter, LinkedIn, you can get, kind of the hot stuff will bubble up to the top there, including the demo, the really exciting demo that we're talking about in the middle of our booth. We'll be unveiling that next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Excited to see what you guys do with One Beyond and that partner, and not partnership, but that acquisition. Absolutely. All right, Brad Hensey, thank you so much. We'll see you over at the West Hall at InfoComm next week. For us, for AVNation, go by our website, avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv. Find this video and more show for coverage of InfoComm 2022, the 8th through the 10th of June. All that and more at avnation.tv. It's avnation.tv.